That was out of the way. You say episode 230 here. It should be 232.
Does it say 230?
Yeah.
Really?
In the description.
Oh yeah. Forget that description. I can always update that
Okay,
later.
okay. Otherwise, it's fine. Yeah, I just saw that now. I was like, okay.
I think for the last maybe 2 episodes, I haven't updated the description.
Okay.
At least not the episode title and description. The rest of the
Yeah,
description
yeah.
has been updated, so that's fine. I can always fix that retroactively. The
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
of it is
That's not important.
yeah.
It can, but it's more important that the episode is labeled correctly.
I think it's the thumbnail that I worry about more.
Exactly. Should be. Okay, we're live, my friend. Look at that now.
Hello and welcome to that Beautiful
Amazing.
Life podcast. This is you, the beautiful Kidus Campbell, sitting here in Reading, United Kingdom, talking to the beautiful Roger Briggs from all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. I usually look this way sometimes when I'm talking. And the reason I look this way, just so those of you who are like here for the first time, it's because this is where Roger's camera shows up on my screen. I see it on this side, not on this side. So if you see me look this way, it's because I'm looking at Roger's beautiful face. But anyway, that being said, how are you doing, Rog?
Yeah, as I told you before, it's been a bit 2 rough days, to be honest. I've had a lot to do, but also, my injury has been a bit worse for 2 days. It's gonna pass, but it's not the best at the moment. But even so, I also want to say to you out there that are listening and watching and everything, thanks for doing that. You're very much welcome. But also, I am doing the same. When I look like this straight into your eyes, you watching over there, then yeah, we can do like that. But when I turn my head in this direction, I am actually looking at Q right now. So because I have my second screen or monitor to my right, so that's where I have everything else like Discord. And when I'm streaming, for example, I have OBS Studio on that side and all that beautiful stuff. So there you go. I think we should get that out of the way when it comes to the technical stuff. Sorry. Yeah, but other than that, no, it's been pretty okay. I mean, this is what it is. But overall, I think though I got a bit of we here in Sweden at least, in the Stockholm area where we live, got a bit of a awakening kind of thing since the weather switched today. It was expected. We've had some beautiful days before, still like the touch of summer, really, really nice. But today it has been raining mostly, and the temperature dropped maybe 8 degrees or something, quite some. So I think we had around like 12, 13 degrees, which is a big difference from the 20 plus, What about you? How has it been in Reading? It looks like sun outside, or is it?
No, it's not sun. I mean, the sky is. I think that the sun was out today, but I'll be honest, I haven't left the house for the day really. I think I barely left the house today. I think I left early in the morning just to do the school run, and then I came back and I had been indoors for the entire day. Because last night I was awake doing some gaming with some friends, and I think I only went to bed like 5 a.m. this morning.
Oh wow!
As I'm.
Oh wow! Yeah, then you're
it's
probably tired.
It's quite a thing. I guess at the same time, as I'm kind of in between employment, I can rest in the middle of the day. So I did.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, at least for now. So
for now, until when I'm back in these JRPG streets, doing what I need to do, then I will not be able to do such things. So for the time being, I guess you can say I'm taking advantage of it. I'm taking advantage of the fact that I do have the luxury of I can stay up and game with my friends and take a nap in a day, which is something I haven't been able to do in a while, because for the most part I have had to just get up and go to work and do all that kind of stuff. So now being able to just, like friends ask me, hey, can you come online and play this game with us? Usually I'd say, no, I'm busy. I got things to do. But luckily recently I have been able to say, yeah, sure, why not? I'll pop on and play it.
Are we talking time zone thing then? Is it like Trini mates? Or
no, these are mates in the UK and Malta. Actually.
Okay.
So not Trini mates. Mates from this region, the region that we are in right now.
Okay.
Because I think like playing with mates in Trini. For one, I haven't played with any mates in Trini in a long while. That's number one. And number two, I think ping is going to be crap, isn't
it? That can be a thing for sure. Yes. Definitely. I know a YouTuber. He used to be in the Face Clan, but it's not any longer. He lives in Finland, actually. But he's American. I think he's from New York. Doesn't really matter.
Mhm.
But I've seen I've seen the ping, because it's very often playing
Mhm.
with American friends, so it's like a thing. And of course, his ping is absolutely horrendous. It's like 180, 200, when it starts to, yeah. And when you play fast-paced shooters such as, for example, Call of Duty, then well, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've tried to play. I mean, I played sometimes. I think if we are gamers and we have been playing like online games, we have experienced those kind of things once in a while.
Mhm.
If you do it often, if it's a thing, you actually get quite used to it. Your brain get used to kind of calculate in forehand how much you have to aim a bit like if we're talking FPS game, a bit like before the guy is leaving his hideout, so to say. So it's kind of weird stuff.
Mhm.
But there you go. No, okay, then I understand. But other than that, how has your week been? What have you been up to since last time? Yeah.
I honestly, I can honestly say my week has not been very eventful, to be honest. It's
Mm.
just been, not much that I can talk about. That's like, oh, you know what, it's been an eventful week or anything like that. I'd say the week has just been a week.
Yeah, and pretty normal then, I
Pretty
guess. Yeah.
normal, pretty normal.
Yeah.
I can't say that much as
Is it
like,
even lagom or?
I'd say decently lagom. I'd
Good.
say,
Good.
yeah, I'd say, yeah.
Nuances. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I had one of the coolest conversations chatting with your son actually. During the week. I think it was I don't remember what day it was, but Adam and I hopped on a call on Discord and we just chatted. It was the coolest, just chillest conversation ever. Um, and it was just relaxed. We chatted about games, we chatted about work, we chatted about lots of different topics and so forth. And yeah, it was just lagom.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, we've talked about that, and of course, Adam mentioned it as well. That's
Mhm.
really nice.
Yeah,
I
Adam is
I
he's
I
pretty
I know
cool.
what you talked about. Yeah.
You know what we talked about, yes.
Yes. But let's keep it there for now.
We're all
Yeah.
plotting. That's basically it. It's a whole plot, basically.
It's a plot. Everything. There's some. Yeah. The whole life is a plot. Actually, we're in the Matrix now, if you think about it. So
Pretty much. That's it.
let that
Pretty
sink
much.
in. Yeah.
Pretty much. But yeah, it's just
Oh,
you
Pikachu.
yeah, you just continue talk. I'll continue talking, and you will do that. Anyway, so as I was
Sure.
saying, right?
I'll do that. Okay.
Now,
Oh yeah.
now I'm just saying. I went to make the post, and I plead innocence. I went to make the post on X that we were live, and you, you, I got distracted. Anyway, so that being said,
That's easily done. That's how it is.
yeah. So yeah, it's been an average week. Nothing too out of the ordinary to talk about. I even had a chat with Nalu this week as well. We hopped on a call as well,
Oh,
and we
nice.
had
Yeah.
a chat as well. And again, this is not a normal thing for me. Getting me on a call to just chat within the middle of the week or at any point in time is usually not a thing. There are very few people who can get that. It's usually, I think the only people who can usually get me on a call at random is like you or
Yeah.
I would say maybe one of my siblings or something like that. Most other people, I'm a bit too busy.
Yeah. But it's same. I recognize that as well. It's like I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
It's and to be honest with you, I've never been like a phone guy, if that makes sense. We probably talked about this before as well,
Mhm.
but I mean, I don't mind. I can talk over the phone, but
Mm.
it's not. It's like I prefer this much more,
Yeah.
to actually see the person. But like phone for me, that's more like, yeah, okay, what do you want? Like, let's get down to it. And then, yeah, I'm fine. What about you? Okay, cool. Oh, you can meet? Good. Then we meet. That's better, But
Yes.
I don't know how to say it, but it's, I guess we're just different. I think I was like that pretty early on, also when, we lived in another kind of world where we had these very analog physical
Mhm.
things like the phones that we were using, the home phone, as we call it,
Mhm.
calling friends. And Hi, are you in? Yeah, I have just done my math. I'm ready to go out and do some bikes. Take the bikes out and yeah. Wow. Yeah.
It is a thing. It is a
Yeah,
thing.
that was a thing for sure.
Definitely, definitely.
But
Times
okay, okay.
times are different now. Times are different. People don't people have to, make schedules and arrange and all this sort of stuff. So it is nice when you can just kick back and chat with someone
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But again, usually when you're just busy and you've got things to do, it's just not really usually possible sometimes.
it's true.
But that being said, it's been an all right week. Lagom. I am just sorting out some stuff, and there's not much to, as I said, not much to talk about. There's nothing that I can say eventful that's like, oh my god, this cool thing happened this week. I
Yeah,
really
yeah,
need
yeah,
to
yeah.
tell you about. Most of that is gonna come in the gaming and tele sections because I
Sure.
have been, having a bit more free time to myself has allowed that I've been able to watch some stuff and play some stuff. So that I will get
That's
into.
nice.
But
Mhm.
outside of that, yeah, not really much to say, to be honest. What about you,
But
Raj?
that, yeah, yeah. I was just feeling sort of kind of on my way to filling in, but that's nice too. I mean, I think we said it before. Sometimes it's also good to have a week that you are, how do you say, with a nice pacing
Mm-hmm.
and not too much of the extraordinary happening, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. That can also be nice. Nice. And anyway, I've had a bit of that kind of week as well.
Yeah.
I can say that during the weekend we had a nice little family gathering on Saturday.
Tele.
We went over to Adam actually because the area where he lives had a community day where people were out and the kids were out and they were they were selling fika and and
Mm-hmm.
food and stuff like that. Quite nice. And like the different companies there had some discounts when it comes to things, and they were opening up certain buildings that you usually can't go in
Mm-hmm.
to, if that makes sense, and at least not like long opening times.
Mm-hmm.
So we took the opportunity also to explore a bit of the surroundings where Adam lived, some buildings that we haven't been into before.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice. It was a really nice day. And then we had like family dinner over here in the evening. So it was really cool. Sunday we had a rehearsal with the band again, which was nice. It was good to have back Fredrik, the name of he is now officially actually our new keyboard
Ooh.
player. We felt that he has proved himself. He's a good lad. He plays well. He fits in the group kind of. So we just said if you want to you are welcome back.
No, no,
So
no one called me and asked for my permission, but it's all right. I'll allow it.
Sorry about that. Overrun. Yeah. No, but that's basically so. I think for me, most of the action was during the weekend, which is sometimes usually the case for me, to be
Mhm.
honest. Well, it depends on. I mean, I work quite some during the weeks trying to follow my things and my schedule, but other than that, it's been pretty okay. Is it anything cool elsewise to talk about? Not really.
Mhm.
I should say no.
Yeah.
No. I mean, we can switch over to other stuff if you want
I think
to.
we can start talking about some feature games.
Yeah, yeah,
For me personally, I
yeah.
guess I'll start. I have
Sure.
been gaming this week. I've been gaming
Nice.
quite a bit this week.
Mm,
As I say, because of the fact that I have a bit more free time than I otherwise usually do. So I have been gaming. I have hopped on to, for example, the game that you see on the screen, which is Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I've been playing a bit of
mm.
that on the Nintendo Switch, which it literally that I think that started like last night or the night before. The reason being is because I'm working on something that involves that game, so
Ah, nice.
I needed to capture footage, and so there we have footage of Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which again is an amazing game. It's got
Mm,
a lot of depth to it that I didn't otherwise realize initially.
mm.
But it's a great game. It's a great game thus far. I've been having fun with it. And I the one thing I would say though, in comparison to other Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, you don't really collect a lot of outfits in this game. At least so far,
Aha,
I don't
okay.
think I've gotten an alternative outfit for any character. Whereas in the
Mm-hmm.
previous games, you would be littered with outfits, like, like character outfits to switch and stuff like that. Your character's outfit, you'd have like 4 or 5 different outfit choices for each character. Now in this one, I think it's only 2, and for each character,
Okay.
and I don't even think I don't think I've gotten one yet. And I'm how many hours into this game? I'm probably at least over maybe 30 hours in, if so
Oh,
much.
okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
then the question is: one, is it a very slow grind, or two, is it not so much to like so many different outfits for each character, or
I
what is
don't
it?
think there's enough outfits for each character. I think it's limited to
Uh,
2. I haven't really fully checked, but I think it's
mm,
limited to 2. And
okay.
which is
Mm,
kind of sad, because
yeah,
you
yeah,
got a superhero game. The perk of a superhero game is having all these different superhero outfits and stuff like that. I
yeah.
think what could have probably caused that as well is, my assumption is that this game was probably they were probably planning to boost this game with a lot of DLC, and maybe because of sales figures, maybe it didn't sell as well. I mean, it being a Switch exclusive, maybe because of that, they in the end did not decide to just put more outfits in, which
Mm,
again
mm.
is pretty sad. But
Wait, again, how long has this been out?
Marvel's Middle Alliance Street, it's been out for ages, bro. Like
It has, right? Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Let me actually check release dates. This has been
Mm.
out for, but it's the thing is, a lot of people don't know about it.
That
Because
could be the case. I mean, I know, but I've seen gameplay, but I've never played it myself. But yeah.
you've got the original Ultimate Alliance series, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, 1 and 2, which were originally in the
Mm.
Xbox 360 and I think PS3 era kind of games. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
then you had I think Ultimate Alliance 1 was on PS2, Xbox, original Xbox, GameCube, and then Alliance 2 was on Xbox 360 and so forth. And before that, you had X-Men Legends, which were amazing games and so forth. So
Yeah.
Alliance 3, I picked it up, the base game, because it has a DLC, but I think the DLC
Oh.
adds more story content, not I don't believe it adds character outfits. At least I don't think so. At least from what
Mm.
I understand. DLC is about 17 quid. So I guess once I've
Mm.
finished the main story, I'd probably pick it up, because DLC, and I'm
Yeah.
enjoying the game. But it's a game that I think it came out in July 2019. That's not too far away. That was
Yeah,
just
it's not too far away, actually. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, initial release July 2019. Exclusive for the Nintendo Switch. Didn't It's not on anything else.
Mm.
It was developed by Team Ninja and it was published by Nintendo.
Yeah,
So,
right. Exactly.
Nintendo of America Inc. They were the
Mm.
publishers of the game. So it's 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 a sad game in the sense of, like, when you think of the previous Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, those games had a lot of character outfits and stuff like that. And I think this
Mm.
one, not so much. I think each character probably has one each. I'm actually gonna Google it
Yeah,
now.
that sounds a bit poor. I mean, that's why I'm asking, especially considering that the game was released, as you said, back in 2019.
Yeah, it would
You thought
mix.
that it would have been more like stuff added, and as you said, one of the things in games like this, well, that's the outfits, like
Mm-hmm.
customization. I mean, come on, it's a huge thing in most games nowadays, even games you wouldn't expect, to see those kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at, for example, as I talked about the Black Ops 6 beta last time. There aren't really soldiers any longer. It looks like some, I know, I don't know, some influencers running around with guns. It's like, what is happening? Or
Okay.
sports personalities. As I said, in Modern Warfare 3, you had like, Messi or whatever.
You
Or
would
was that
have a lot
already
more.
in Modern Warfare 2, maybe? But even so, you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah,
So
100%.
customization, yes, it's usually a very big thing
I
for
will
a lot
say,
of people. Yeah.
I will say one thing though. The game is it is the graphics are good looking. Like, I think the character designs
Mm.
and stuff, like, if you just consider the base outfits, they are very nice. They're very pretty looking outfits. Whereas I think with a lot of superhero games these days, a lot of character design for a lot of games that you'd find from Marvel and so forth, they're not really the most pretty designs per se.
No, no,
I think
that's true.
when you think of a lot of modern games right now, you think of like the last what was it called again? Star Wars? Is it Star Wars, the one with that Outlaws, Star Wars Outlaws?
Aha,
Um
yeah, yeah. Mm.
that game has been critiqued about the character design. And then similarly
Okay.
for games like the Conduit, I think is it's called Conduit. No,
Yeah,
is
yeah,
that what it's
I know.
called? The shooter that looks like Guardians of the Galaxy. The
The
PlayStation shooter.
Conduit.
Is it Conduit?
Did you think about not? You didn't think about the one that got like
Crap
laid off
sales.
now?
Yeah, that one. That's the
The
one.
Concord. Concord.
Concord, that's it. Concord. So
Yeah.
like games like those, the character designs that they're using in games like those, that it's sort of like they're trying to make the character designs look you know, it's like, well, we need the characters to look like an everyday person,
Exactly.
like an
Yeah.
everyman. And
Mm,
this is fantasy, people don't want to
yeah.
see, and at least for most people who will like playing fantasy, if you've ever had a character creator and had to create your character, no one's creating the character that looks just like them. I don't know anyone who does it.
I
For
agree.
me, I've always had, like, my characters always have purple hair. I don't have purple hair, but I like making characters with purple hair because it looks cool.
Yeah.
And I usually have dreadlocks sometimes, or I will
Mm,
have super long hair. My hair is not that long. It's long, but it's not that long, and I don't have dreadlocks.
mm.
My hair is it's just messy, essentially. Um, but also, like, sometimes I have a character who's not my skin complexion. Sometimes I play with a female
Mm,
character. You
yeah.
have all these different things because it's fantasy. It's
Mm,
not supposed to be you, or it's not supposed to represent someone that you might run in on the street, the everyday person.
yeah.
Most of these games, especially superhero games, the characters are supposed to be like superhuman. They're supposed to be the best of the best,
Yes.
the most exceptional versions of humanity. And I think when it comes down to it, I think stylistically speaking, you have to understand that
Mm,
there is a consensus in society with what people generally consider to be attractive.
mm,
And that changes from society to society. In some societies, for example, like when I speak to my friends from Africa, it is all
mm,
about butts. They're like, look, I don't care what she looks
mhm.
like, I don't care about face, nothing. It's the butt cheeks that matter. That's what they care about. They want a big lady with a nice big cheek on her. Right? You look at culturally, like for Trinidadian men, the vast majority, it's all about big old titties. That's what they like seeing.
Yeah, okay.
Um, so and the thing is that, but generally speaking, there are a few things that under consensus, most people would look at and say, wow, that looks good. So like in the case, like for
Mm,
women, men with six pack and abs, for the majority, that's what they're thinking. Oh my god, he is hot,
mm,
right?
mm,
You are not. Yes, there are the outliers. There are some women who are like, oh, I want a guy who's a bit chunky, a little bit of bare
mm.
belly that I can hug. And you'd have some who'd be like, oh, he needs to not have any meat on his bones, But the general consensus, most of them, they want to see six pack and abs. That's just it.
Mm.
That's why your characters like your Jason Momoas and stuff like that, those actors, they are huge with women. Women love them. They
Mm.
flock to your Jason Momoas and Chris Hemsworth and so forth. Those guys are like, wow, look at him, he's gorgeous.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's the same for blokes, like Scarlett Johansson, exceptional. Everyone likes
Yeah, yeah.
Scarlett Johansson. So generally speaking, when it comes to developers now, a lot of developers are making characters that are just not really that, without a better word, attractive. It's not
Mm.
visually appealing to look at. When you look at,
I think it feels a bit like a a trend,
yeah, it
that
is.
comes and goes, even across like or between or across, if you will, like genres when it comes to
Mhm.
games. And as I said, the last it's as they, it's like cyberpunk or
Mhm.
whatever, or they want to have like these 80s kind of colorful, different colors blend when it comes to the actual costumes or hoodies or whatever have you.
Mhm.
I've seen it, and as said, I also mentioned this, or yeah, early now when we talked, at least I saw it a bit also in the Black Ops 6 beta.
Mhm.
Gone are the normal kind of soldier. It's like that
Mhm.
was some time ago now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind, I don't care too much, but it's I've seen it across the board, if that makes sense. That you can see that also some developers at least are following. Like if someone starts that, they can't tend to follow. I've seen some indie game developers. I was in a playtest not that long ago. I talked about it, and I could see the inspiration when it comes to the player models or and the cyberpunkish kind of way, and very very colorful, almost 80s
Mm-hmm.
clothes sorts and stuff. So I don't know. It comes and goes for sure.
Yeah.
I guess we will see more of that when the next trend starts within gaming. But of course, as you say, generally speaking, definitely the stereotypes, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to the physical appearance, most of the time at least, and especially certain games and certain genres, for sure, they will still be there.
Yeah.
What they then are wearing, that's another thing. Is it the colorful outfits I was talking about, or is it more like a, just one color piece of a bathing suit? I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but it's it is what it is. It is what it is. But as you said, most guys, well, yeah, it's a bit of another topic in a way, but
It
it depends
is.
on what you find appealing and everything, and of course that sells to a certain extent. Again, depends a lot. I mean, I still remember the controversy, and we talked about that before, all the way back when we played Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
Like how Lara Croft was too, her titties was too big. They kind of toned it down and everything, and I think that was the first time, at least for me, when I heard this kind of discussion
Mm-hmm.
taking place. Uh, I didn't think about that. I was also younger at that point of time, and an adult for sure. But I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, well, maybe, yeah, okay. It was never a thing. I was like, she looks cool, but
I'm not
I don't
gonna
know.
lie. When I played, like, I think it was a Tomb Raider Underworld or something. There's a Tomb Raider game. I think it's Underworld. I think where um there's I think the game opens up at one point where you end up in the water and she's wearing like a skin tight bathing suit. And they had
Yeah,
advertised this whole water effect and how the water shimmers on her and all this sort of stuff in the pre-release stuff. Bro, I was literally underneath waterfalls, just like moving the camera all over the place. I was like, magnificent.
Hey,
But
of course, yeah. All for the science,
all for
yeah.
scientific reasons. But at the end of the day, I think that's the thing. Sex appeal sells, and when we look at it, like right now, Ubisoft are reporting a drop in sales there in this quarter. A lot of the games that they've put out recently have not really taken off well with
Yeah.
consumers. And I think when you look at the outline thing about, like, a lot of the games that don't really take on well with consumers, a lot of them have a very, as you see, like a similar trend of how they look visually, where people just don't seem to take to it, unfortunately. And I think even if you want to take it outside of gaming and you just want to take it into general culture, who's the most popular person on social media, on Instagram? The most followed person on Instagram is Cristiano Ronaldo. If you ask most of the women who follow Cristiano Ronaldo what if they watch football, they'll probably tell you no. They only follow Cristiano Ronaldo because he's a really good looking guy. Because if it was because of football and accolades, then you'd have just as many people following Leo Messi, which Leo Messi is
Yeah,
followed a
yeah.
lot, but not compared to Cristiano Ronaldo. And similarly, you'd have just as many people following, I don't know, Ronaldinho or Pele, or all of these greats, Zidane. How many people are following Zidane? He's a legend, but Cristiano is followed a lot because of the fact the guy's a good-looking guy. It's
Yeah.
a simple fact. And that's the thing. Sex appeal sells. No matter how you want
Mm.
to look at it, no matter what people want to say, it sells. And it seems like game developers have forgotten it. A lot of bigger developers seem to have forgotten it. Some of the small developers have remembered it, and their games are doing well, but it seems a majority have forgotten that,
Yeah.
hey, people.
But it's not only that. Also think about the society overall.
Yeah.
And we talked about political correct and all that kind
Mhm.
of stuff. Everything has changed when it comes to that. As I said, it was kind of a bit of an innocent thing still when
Mhm.
as I took the example regarding the first like Tomb Raider game
Mhm.
on PlayStation, a bit polygonish if you will. But yeah, from that time, it wasn't really. Yeah, it was different still, even if the discussion was, coming up,
Yeah.
it was still a different thing in the society overall. And now it has come pretty far, and sometimes maybe, I don't know, maybe too far, because
Mhm.
people start to get afraid to actually approach or say something to another person because it might it might be, taken the wrong way, so to say, even though you're just trying to be nice to maybe a girl or whatever, if you're a man, and that can be quite, frustrating for some.
Yeah.
So, I'm not, how do you say? I think about this. For example, when I played the Black Ops 6 beta, all these things you have to scroll. You saw it also. You were here.
Yeah.
Scrolling through accept. It has to do with everything. You have to behave. Don't talk smack. Blah blah. Stuff like that. Now, even also because people are wondering. Well, after the match was over, why couldn't you talk? You couldn't voice chat. You couldn't even text chat. I mean, what has happened? Is this how we want it? I mean, people do want to say maybe also nice things. GG, man, thanks for playing. It was fun to play with you, or something.
Sometimes
or
you
maybe a bit of smack. Of course you want to do that.
Sometimes you just want to talk smack, and I'm here for that.
Same, of course. But they're taking that away because it's way too. They are so afraid that it will be complications for the company as a whole, and they've seen the implications also, and it's like. Sliding over a bit to another subject in a way, but I just think it's a sign of times in a kind of a bad way, I think. Of course you shouldn't use the N-word. Of course you shouldn't, be racist. Of course you shouldn't. Those things comes a bit without saying, but unfortunately that's not how it is now. And those kind of things, I totally agree, but taking away the ability totally to actually express yourself when gaming is a way of being entertained and entertain as well, because half of the thing for me back in the days when I played like online games, the older shooters overall, was the conversation as well, both with the guys I was playing together with, but also the other guys, meaning enemy team and everything. It was how do you say, a scenario or a full effect of things being combined. Gameplay and talk and everything. Nowadays, I barely hear people using a microphone. It's like, for me, it's really sad. It's a dimension that is getting lost, that is missing to a certain extent. So I don't know. It's not too sure. I like that, but
yeah.
But with that said, I mean, I'm glad to see that you're still playing a game like this. I mean, I know about it. It looks cool and probably a good one as well for people to pick up. What you talked about DLC or something? What does it cost?
DLC?
No, well, I'm thinking about the game nowadays. What are we talking about?
I think DLC is 17. It's 17. For the Marvel game, it's 17. 17 pound something for DLC.
Okay.
So it's not too expensive. It's quite a reasonable enough price, I'd say.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But yeah, it's a reasonable price, not too expensive. With regards to the topic of just what I've been playing. So the Marvel Ultimate Alliance has been great, and the other game I played, which was Pokemon Unite, which I jumped into with a few friends as well. And similarly, I think nowadays the way I prefer the game is I just jump into chats with friends that I already know. Because then you could just be yourself. You can chat. You can talk smack.
That is the best. That is always the best.
You don't have to worry about feeling like in Discord. I've literally got like secret chats with just friends that we could just chat shit. We can call each other names. We can laugh. And my friends are rude. They've literally have a chat that we're in called Q is a dunce, right? So in Trinidadian, let me teach you guys some Trini. In Trinidadian lingo, a dunce is someone who's unintelligent, right? Like an idiot. Right.
Okay.
But again, it's about me, but I'm here for it, because we chat smack about each other all the time. I chat smack about them, they chat smack about me.
Yeah.
But our friendship is strong, we are friends. We can chat.
It's with a glimpse it's a glimpse in the eye, and you like each other. Everyone knows that, so it's not a problem,
Yeah. It is
yeah,
perfect. So we've got our chats, but then if I were to be in a chat like that with everyone, someone's gonna come in and be like, "Oh, I think I'm offended. I can't be in that chat." So
of course, yeah, that will happen pretty soon.
pretty
rather
soon.
than later. Yeah.
Indeed. So we played some Pokemon Unite. I actually have to say I'm liking Pokemon Unite. I think it's a nice game. It's
Mm.
a MOBA, plays similar to League of Legends. And yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I've been playing
Oh.
with some friends and we've been laughing and chatting. They want me to come online and play with them tonight. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I told them I will be available tonight, but who knows? I might be tired and go to bed before
Maybe rest also. You know.
yes, I may get some sleep. So we'll see how it
Yeah.
goes. But yeah, that's been the gaming for me for the week. What about you, Raj? You have been playing some cool stuff, haven't you?
I have been playing some cool stuff, and that is definitely a huge part of that is thanks to you.
Mhm.
Now, the sponsor of the game I will talk about is actually LP Guardian, and eh, partly my oldest son as well, in a way. Kind of interesting if you think
Mhm.
about it. But anywho, you made it possible for me to play
Adam made
exactly
it
what.
possible, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. You okay, I gotta say, like, you guys made it possible for me to play the new Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 that I have been looking forward to play. This is one of few games this year,
Mhm.
when it comes to what I like to play in my alley, so to say, that
Mhm.
I have been looking forward to. Anywho, I booted up the game, and I knew, of course, that it could be a bit of a problem for me since I still haven't been able to upgrade my CPU.
Mhm.
So it was a lot of tweaking for me because it's quite CPU heavy. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna get to that. I just want to mention, of course, for those of you that don't know, it was released very recently on the 9th, actually, and it's
Mhm.
Saber Interactive that is behind this game when it comes to development. A studio that actually my oldest son, we talked about Adam, has been working together with when it
Mhm.
comes to their first game. My son's studio, so to say. Publisher is Focus Entertainment,
Mhm.
and uh, the good thing with this game is, just to start off there, it has a lot of player value. It's not only that you can play single player, meaning campaign, and also do that co-op. There's also like specific co-op missions that you can play that you can unlock, which becomes a bit like a side story in a way.
Mhm.
I like that. I just in itself, I think that's a good idea, and it works really well, and it gives you even more things to do. I can also add that because I was streaming the game yesterday, it came down to that. I did tweaking. I had some problem with frames now and then. That was expected when as said, when it comes to my performance really regarding the CPU, but also streaming at the same time. But it worked and I had fun. I played together with my youngest son, Crazy, which is Isaac, and also a moderator when it comes to my Discord, which is Rate, lives in the Netherlands. So we had a really fun time. I did replay the beginning. The good thing with this game also, if you're new to Space Marine or these kind of shooters or games overall, it's quite a long tutorial, which is a part of the story. But you know how some game developers do it. They start the game, so to say, story wise, excuse me, but they also give you like a tutorial along the way, how to use the weapons and how to change things and yada yada. And it plays really well. I played on veteran, so it becomes a bit hard at some points, which is nice with some challenges.
Mhm.
And then after that, you get to the hub in the game, so to say, where you can start to work with, customization, upgrading certain things, and so on. And of course, also choose from different co-op missions, as I was talking about, or go into multiplayer. And I'm getting into that in a second. So we played, was it one or two? Two, I think, missions like regarding the single player yesterday, and it was fun. I was surprised that they were, and that has to be said, they were quite long. And I'm not complaining. Of course, you're happy if it's long because it's more content and you will have, more to do and more to play. Yeah, that was interesting. So we had fun, and then today, briefly, not briefly, for some time with Crazy, I had a bit of time over, so to say. So I tried the multiplayer as well, and if you're used to play third-person shooters, and if you maybe have played games like Gears of War, you will feel a bit at home. This doesn't have, like Space Marine 2, don't have the same kind of cover thing feature. You can't really do that as you can in Gears of War. It's more straightforward than that. You have different classes. They have some different abilities as well. One guy that was quite strong, I can't remember the name of the class. You mainly have a pistol, but it's quite strong. But you can put down and when you shoot, by the way, you hold up a shield at the same time. But you can put down a banner, boom. So you also not per se heal your teammates, but you heal the armor of yourself and your team. So very useful for sure, especially when it comes to objective gameplay, like King of the Hill style game modes. So how did it play? Well, I think the multiplayer is decent. It's not like great. There are some balance issues in there. I think some of the map design was a bit. I think some of the maps were too big when it comes to the party size of players. That was something I thought about, but so that's what I felt about the multiplayer. I will come back to it, but it's for me it's more like, oh, it's cool, it's multiplayer also in Space Marine 2. That's nice. Some people will probably grind that as well. I'm not sure I will. I'm mainly there for the experience regarding the campaign, of course, and also playing together with friends doing so. And of course, also getting into the co-op mission. So I will stream the game again on Sunday if someone is interested. We had a good time in the chat. Chris was there, by the way, also saying hello, and I think he was in contact with you at the same time.
He was messaging
on
me.
Discord. Exactly.
I was
like
in a Discord call, and he was like, "Oh, Roger's streaming right now," and I was like, "Oh, really? Oh, hey Darius. There are no physical copies nowhere globally at the moment. Physical copies for what? Is that Space Marines?"
Yeah, I was thinking the same when you talk about, hi, by the way, again, when you talk about physical copies. But anywho, and for those, I'm playing on PC, and that's what I've been doing. And so far, big thumb up for the game. It definitely met my, how do we say, my expectations when it comes to the experience of playing the story and everything. So far, it's been really, really nice and good. The game looks good. I mean, if you have a beast of a PC, even though it's CPU heavy, I know that there's. I hope they might even make it better with a patch or something. Let's see if that happens. But it can really look good. They choose to use their own graphics engine. They're not using like the Unreal Engine 5 or anything. But overall, so far, big thumbs up, and you will see and hear more about the game from me as well later down the line. That is for sure. So there you go.
Good.
Here we go from Darius. There are no physical copies for Space Marine 2 for PS5 nor Xbox. They are pushing people towards digital. If digital, no buy for me. You want a physical.
Oh, you want physical copy. I think with the one thing I would say to that though is that in this day and age, is any game actually ever really physical though? Because even when you buy the physical copy of most games, you still have to download a day one patch. It's missing stuff.
I was thinking the same, to be honest. But yeah.
Even though like I get the plight, like I understand it, and I agree with nice to be able to have a physical copy of most things. I think for me, the way I stand on that whole digital to physical sort of like debate is I'll take the digital, but if you ever take the game down from storefronts, I'm pirating it. That's it. I've paid for it. I'm pirating. I'm just straight up. If I want to play my game and you take it up from storefronts, I will grab it, which I don't consider illegal because the fact of the matter, I paid for it and you took it away. So
exactly, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Well, no, again, I respect that. I can understand. It's nice. It's like when we're talking about music. We talked about that, the feeling of having a physical copy of an LP. Well, that's optional. That's OG. That's the vintage style of things, or a CD for that sake. Yeah. Being able to open the booklet, read about the artist, maybe the lyrics, whatever have you. It's great stuff. We don't have that nowadays, and it's a pity in some ways for sure. And that's also why some artists are still definitely releasing also physical copies when it comes to music. Yeah. I get that totally. For me, I have accepted the digital era when it comes to gaming, at least. So I haven't had a physical copy for a very, very long time. I see somewhere around here it lies maybe an older Call of Duty game, since I have been getting games from Activision. So I think it was like Black Ops 3 or something, but which was then for the PS4, I think. But anywho, that's just me. Yeah, what do you say, Darius? That's exactly why we want a physical version. They have pulled game in the past.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
but
is the
but
yeah.
no, you go on,
Q,
sorry, you
fill
go on,
in.
Raj.
No, no,
No.
no. I'm fine. Actually, go ahead. I
The
gotta
thing,
rest my voice.
I think
Yeah.
the point that I guess we were trying to make is that even if you get a physical copy of most games nowadays, because of the fact that most games are released on unfinished, on even if you do have the physical copy and they pull the digital copy, you still can't download the updates if it's all off the servers. You literally have
Yeah,
a
exactly.
unfinished game that you can't really play properly.
Mm.
So in the end, the only alternative is piracy if they pull the game. That's literally the only
Yeah,
alternative.
because you just described the catch-22 moment in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you have the game, but you can't really, update, and it's like, yeah, what to do.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's pretty
But
much it.
yeah, that's how it is most of the time nowadays. But that's that. So again, before leaving gaming section, again, big thumb up for Space Marine 2 so far for me. Really nice, and thanks again, Q, and thanks again, my oldest son Adam, for to the left and right. Yeah, happy for it. Happy for it.
Absolutely happy that that you've got some that you enjoy playing, honestly, because like I think for this year there haven't been many games that I can say that were my favorites, but when I did finally get a game that I really wanted to play, which was Stellar Blade, I
Oh yeah,
absolutely enjoyed Stellar Blade. And that's also an
nice.
example of a game where the baseline version of the game, is missing stuff that you don't get until you receive later updates. So if you play the game without updating it, yes, the game has certain content in there, but there's way more content after the update. And I think if ever they pull that from, like, they pulled it from storefronts and I just had the base game, I don't think I'll enjoy it as much. I think
No, but no, I understand. It's
it's the
good.
thing. It is
Yeah,
a thing indeed. So let's talk about some telly. Let us
Telly
talk
time.
about some telly. I personally have been watching anime this week. A lot of anime. And I have finished off some series. I've actually
Ooh,
finished off I think maybe 2 series, I think, this week.
oh man.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've really been
You've been, yeah.
I've really been just watching anime and completing series after series in a go. So I'm gonna just pop into my Crunchyroll because I've already forgotten the name of what I've been watching because I was watching a lot. So I'm just gonna click on here and Crunchyroll's gonna give me the name of the show I've been watching, which is, it's a long name, by the way. So it goes, I got a cheat skill in another world and became unrivaled in the real world too. So
Oh, the title, man. Okay.
it's long. I don't get these modern anime titles with these long. It's like a whole paragraph, a
Talking about
sentence.
trends seems to be a thing among
It,
some, at least. Yeah.
it is a trend. It's difficult to try to recommend something to someone these days. They could have just said, I got a cheat skill in another world, and that could have been the whole title, right?
Exactly. Because
But
it sounds as if you're trying to say something. If you're talking to me, like saying a sentence and you mean something. No, it was the title. What? Come again? Yeah.
it is what it is. So this series is a 6.3 on my anime list.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is about a guy who he gets bullied in the real world. I actually started watching this in Sweden. Actually, I was watching this
Oh,
on the
you
coach.
did? Okay.
Yeah, I was watching this. I started watching this on the coach on the way back to the airport when
Ah,
after you and Isaac dropped me off. I was on the coach
right.
and I needed something to watch, and I had this downloaded on my phone, and I was sitting on the coach watching it on the way back to the airport. So
Nice.
this one is definitely up there for me. So um, right. So the story is about this guy. He gets bullied all the time. He's overweight. He's tried everything. He doesn't lose weight. He likes eating and but he's a genuinely nice guy. His grandfather raised him to be a gentle person to help people in need and all this sort of stuff. His grandfather was the only one in his family who treated him well. The rest of his family, they treated him like crap, because he was unattractive. So because he was born unattractive, his mother's attractive, his dad's attractive, their other kids are attractive. He's the only unattractive one in the family. They all treat him like scum. And in the end, when his grandfather died, his grandfather left him left all of his possessions to this grandson, because the grandfather knew his grandson was, that everyone took advantage of him. So the grandfather left it, and he made sure to put stipulations in his will to make sure the parents couldn't take it away from him. In doing so, the parents, they abandoned him. They told him, well, fine, if we can't have the stuff your grandfather left, you're gonna have to just live by yourself. So he lives alone. He works at night to make some little extra money and stuff like that so he can survive. And he just lives alone by himself, you know?
Oh, okay.
In the story, generally speaking, he finds in the house his grandfather left him a room that leads to an alternate world, where in that world he can fight monsters and level up and all this sort of stuff. But by doing so, he levels up, and when he hits a certain level, it basically affects his body physically. So all of the stuff he does in the alternate world, it affects him in the real world. And he becomes chiseled and good looking and sharp. So he basically loses all the weight overnight after he's leveled up, and he gets like a proper six pack, and he looks great and all this sort of stuff. And everyone, when he goes to school, everyone's like, "Oh my god, who's this attractive guy?" Blah blah blah. He's so good looking. And but again, he's still for him, he's so accustomed to people picking on him. He doesn't know how to deal with all the attention. One and two. He's still a really gentle, good person. Hey Chris, what's going on? Him and Chris, sorry, Nalu, sorry. Nalu was going on.
I was also like, oh, it's Chris.
It looked like Chris's icon. Yeah. So he ends up this, super good looking chisel guy, but he's still a good guy and all this sort of stuff. And the story ensues where he starts, the relationships he starts forming with people. Not that people actually give him a chance. They actually open up to him and talk to him and all this sort of stuff. It's an interesting story. It's got some nice characters and so forth. It's again 6.3 on my anime list. Me personally, I find it difficult not to give it around the same scoreline. I actually think it's a 6. I think I like I like the premise of it. I just think watching it, I don't feel any sort of weight from the story, and some story plot lines are confusing. Like there's some aspects of the story while watching it, it's a bit confusing. I'm not sure where some things are going, or they leave some things unanswered. Or
the title is almost confusing. So
it is. It is a confusing title. Least, but yeah, I would say, are you talking about Cheat World? Yes, I'm talking about I got my younger sister is calling me right now. I will have to decline her call and tell her I'm podcasting. But yeah, that one, it's a 6 for me. It's all right, but it's not that podcast. Let me just tell my sister, podcasting is everything okay? Question mark. If it's not, if she's not just calling me just to say hi. Yeah, she says okay. So all right, cool. So if there was an emergency, then I'd have to leave. But no, she just saying hi. So yeah, generally speaking, I just think this anime is it's a you could pass on this one. Like you can watch it if you want to. It's decent enough to watch, but you can also pass if you don't want to. It's not like, oh my god, this is the best thing that came out this season at all. That's literally how I feel about it. I think it's decent, but it's not up there in my best of the best. So it is a 6 out of 10 for me. Your boy likes it, but only so much.
That's fine. Perfectly fine. Yeah.
It's almost Lagom.
yeah, you see. Almost. Should have reached the 7 at least.
It should have reached the 7. I think so. It's not because but who knows? Maybe season 2 they'll actually add some more stuff to it. But season 1,
true,
so
that
far,
can happen.
Is it 13 episodes? 13 episodes season 1. And I've watched all 13, so I'm done with that one. Rog, what about you? What are you watching? Oh, Nalu also gives it a 6 as well.
Yeah, you see, you're thinking the same here. Now, seems like it lands around there, I'm gonna give you a movie tip. It's actually a film that is quite recently added on Netflix on September 6th, and it's a movie that I can recommend. It's not just, sometimes we talk about movies or a bit, as you said, with your series that you have been watching. Well, it's okay and everything, but yeah, you can watch something else, maybe preferably. This is a movie that was added recently to Netflix. It has some famous faces if you have been watching other stuff through the years. This is a movie called Rebel Ridge, and it has a bit of an interesting plot, I would say. And I was tell you why, because I started to feel in the beginning of the movie, is this something that could be a bit of a, you know, not copycat, but following a certain line here that we have seen before, and I'm going to explain why. This is about an ex-Marine that grapples his way through a web of small town corruption. We're talking a small town somewhere in the United States. When an attempt to post bail for his cousin escalates into violent standoff with the local police chief. And the local police chief is no other than Don Johnson. Ring a bell? Miami Vice. Here we go. So now I'm going to tell you why I thought, well, have I seen this before? Because when the thing started and it got like 20-25 minutes into it, by the way, the main actor here, the ex-Marine they are referring to is Aaron Peer, which is playing Terry in this movie. A good-looking black guy. I have seen him before. He was good. I liked him. He did a good one. But even so, when the 20 minutes in, I was like, is this going to be like a Rambo movie? You know, it started a bit like that. You know, the police, I'm not going to spoil much, but the police comes up to him and, you know, the trouble starts early. They are like harassing him, you know, and you're like, okay, well, we see him going into the wilderness and start to making a bow or something, you know, because, you know, Rambo, what happened late in the movie, he fled from the police and they hunted him down in the woods or forest, and it didn't go too well for them. So, and of course, also, hi, Sham Yogi, hope you're fine, Letty.
Hi.
Hi. But anywho, so, and also there's another, like, we could call it, it's important for the story without, again, spoiling. I recommend this if you're interested in a good, like, some good action, but also a good, like, plot, good story. And what follows when it comes to corruption, especially. It's also, we also see Anna Sophia Robb. I have seen her somewhere else. She's pretty cute,
Yes.
but I can't think of exactly what. She plays a character called Summer, which is working, upcoming attorney, I think, in this city. But, you know, she's hesitating to help this Terry guy because, you know, she has her job at stake and everything. And she wants to be able to see her daughter again. It's a lot of things going on. But yeah, this is a 7.0 on IMDb. And I would give it a 7.0 or even a bit higher, 7.3, you know, being generous. But 7.5, no, I don't think so, but around 7 for sure. Which means 7. At least in my book, that means that it's like over average.
It's lagom.
It's lagom, but a bit of a cookie on top. So Rebel Bridge, I recommend it. If you want, looking for something to watch, it's newly added to Netflix, and check it out.
I will definitely be checking it out. And with regards to Anna Sophia Robb, the films that she's most notable for, she's been in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Race to Witch Mountain, and she's been in Jumper. Those are the three most notable films I can think of that she's been in. The rest, I don't recognize any of these. So, yeah. Those would be the ones that you may have seen her in. She is 30, so yeah.
I understand that she looks like 30.
It looks like 30.
Now, if you watch the movie, you will definitely understand. One thing, and this is a bit of a spoiler, I gotta put it in there. What I also liked, because again, there's quite some time with these two like characters when it comes to Terry and her, Summer. I mean, what they could have done is they could have made a romance in there. They could have put them together.
They didn't.
But they didn't. And that's a spoiler. But I am glad. I am glad that they didn't. It would have actually not been fitting well into this movie and the whole flow and the plot and everything. So it felt better not to get there. At least not this time around.
I like characters to be shipped together, romances, everything. Shameful is there this spree.
I know, Q, but sometimes we have to not get there.
I know. I understand sometimes it's better for the plot, but
Yeah, no, in a way, yeah, sure. Excuse me, Q. Yeah, in a way, there is a bit of Jack Reaper ish there, but still more. Yeah, as I said, I thought it was going to be Rambo, but it didn't happen really like that. And I'm glad it didn't. That would have been a bit disappointing. It's already been done, if that makes sense.
It
But
has.
yeah, it was kind of. Oh, you watched the Spy X Family movie? Cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Haven't seen that. No.
Yeah, I've seen the anime. I think I've seen season 1. I don't think I've seen season 2. And
Yeah.
I haven't watched the movie. I do think I will get back into the anime. I think I'll probably watch season 2 of it. I don't know how many seasons it's at right now. It's probably at 3 by now, considering all things considered. But yeah, maybe I will. Maybe I will watch I'll catch up on the seasons and then go see the movie. I'm assuming you're saying it. There isn't that movie in what's in theaters right now? We check.
What you mean, like what's in theater in general?
Yeah,
I know.
I'm thinking
I know
of
for
Spy
yeah,
Family because
yeah. This one thing, a movie I want to see. I want to see the new Alien movie. I know Adam and his friends were. My oldest son was away yesterday watching it. So I wrote to him today at work through Discord, and he said he liked it. He said something like, "Let me see what he said." It was quite brief, but I think it kind of, it was better than expected. Very well done, like nicely done and beautiful looking, made at a small budget and a bit more. Here comes lagom, a bit more lagom story with random minors, more like the first movie, that kind of feel and setting, which I like. It was a bit more gritty, I believe. So yeah, he liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted. I'm just looking at the listing of what's in theaters right now, and currently right now there's nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, look at that.
Outside of Aliens, there's Beetlejuice as well.
Oh, that I want to watch, of course. Beetlejuice. Good. It got really good critics, at least here in one of the newspapers I'm reading. Because I like that they have, you know who's in there, like, of course, Michael Keaton again. Winona Ryder is back. She was the teenager back in the days. What's her name? I tend to forget. Onessa? No. What's her name that played Wednesday, like Family Adams?
Oh,
Wednesday.
that's Jenna
Ortega.
Yeah, Jenna Ortega. Yeah.
Yeah, and also Danny DeVito. So when you start to think about that, I think I want to watch this.
Yeah, Dan DeVito is good. Is good stuff. Maybe Beetlejuice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that would be really awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe
if I do go to the theaters, Beetlejuice might be the thing that gets me in there. Anyway, I think we've got a podcast, Rog. What do we do we have a podcast? The movie is streaming on Crunchyroll Q. Yeah, okay, cool. That's good to hear. And no season 3 yet. Good. All right, cool. So we've got a podcast. Your boy is I need to stretch. I've got to the left of me. My PlayStation 5 is on right now. I was watching YouTube on it, to be honest. It's a YouTube box.
Okay.
If you guys enjoy the podcast, please make sure to give us a like and share it with someone.
Yeah.
It is very important you share the podcast. Not just like it, share it, because we need more people. But anyway, what I will be saying as well, I'll be streaming tomorrow. I should let you guys know that. Heads up, your boy is streaming tomorrow. And I'm just giving you a heads up of what I'm streaming. I should look directly at you instead of looking at Rog. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I will be streaming eFootball. The new update comes out tomorrow. The game is being updated today. So tomorrow at some point in the day, the servers are going to be back up and I'm going to be logging in and I'm going to go live.
Cool.
Presumably, ideally, I'll be streaming on YouTube, not on Twitch. So if you want to see me on Twitch, it's probably not going to happen with eFootball. Because of the fact I prefer to stream JRPGs on my Twitch account, not like eFootball, essentially. You won't see me on Twitch, but you will see me on YouTube. If you want to check out my stream, feel free to pop in. I'm not sure about times yet. When I do know when the server's up, I will post something on socials and in Discord, and you'll see it there, and I'll probably post it here on this channel with some information about it. It's going to be on this channel anyway, so if you want to see it, feel free to pop by. Make sure your notification bell is on, and And if you want to just come hang out in the chat, you don't even have to like eFootball. You just have to come and hang out with your boy. We'll be having conversations and chilling, and it'll be cool. Other than that, that's about it. Love alert. Raj, how about we say, later to these people?
Yeah, it's time to get out of here. I need to take my walk before I slow down and eventually go to bed.
You lucky guy.
Yes, absolutely. That I will. I am a bit tired today, as said before. But thank you for being here. I always appreciate it. As Q said, if you have the possibility or take the possibility to like and also share, very much appreciated. And those of you that are listening, when it comes to the podcast as a podcast, interesting saying, thanks for doing that as well. I hope you enjoy. We do our best over here. We like to always to share our experiences in life, but also what we have been watching and playing. So that's also going to happen next week. Don't miss that out. Until then, take care, stay healthy, muffin and out. Later.
Beautiful as always. So with that, guys, thank you very much for listening to this episode of That Beautiful Life podcast. You can find Raj pretty much everywhere at 40splish+. That's number 40 with SPLISH, SPLASH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct?
Correct.
Whew. I'm killing it. I am.
You are.
It. You exceptional. You can find me pretty much everywhere else at LP Garden. It's LPGRDIN, Garden.eu. You can also find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK. I will be streaming on Simply Binge, so feel free to check me out on there. We will be streaming this week, tomorrow, Thursday, Labalar. I expect to see you guys there with me. Let's do some eFootball chat and all that kind of good stuff. Other than that, as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out on any episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you to subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, YouTube, simplybinge.com and elsewhere, and we're so confident they're gonna like it that we're giving it for free. So, as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. And it's a wrap. That is the episode. Labalur. If I looked really distracted at some point in this podcast, please note I was.
I will not real.
I will not say why. I'll leave that up to your imagination. It was not an act. No. It wasn't an act. I'll leave it up to all your imaginations. You guys can imagine whatever you want. Ace, what's going on? Came in late, Ace. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Ace.
It is good to see you in the chat, Ace. Yes, like, share, and subscribe. Definitely share. The share part is important. As I said, I'm streaming tomorrow. Ace, if you want to pop in the chat, I'm going to stream on here on this channel tomorrow. It may not be a game that you like, but we can chat and it'll be fun. And it's going to be great. I might even stream Pokemon Unite at some point on here. I think it might be fun. Or no JRPG streams coming in anytime soon though. I don't see myself streaming any JRPG at the moment. A lot of my JRPG playing is happening in the background because I just don't really want to talk about it. When you do see me streaming a JRPG again, trust me, it's something that I really, really, really want to play. But other than that, I think it's gonna be you come by. Oh, great, brilliant. We'll see you tomorrow, Ace. But anyway, we're wrapping up here. Roger's going for his walk. I am going to. I'm going to not walk. I should go for a walk. And I've been in the house all day. I should probably go for a walk as well.
Do it. Important. Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I will. All right. Cool.
Get out.
I will try. I will try my best to do exactly that. And also, I need to shave. I've got too much facial here. I need to get all of this off. Anyway, see you guys on the flip side. Peace. Let's see. So I need to hit the stop button. Last time I didn't do that. So I'm gonna hit
true.
I'm gonna hit stop first. Hit stop.
The right order.
But nothing's happened. Ooh, it's saying you will not be